Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are going to do a Max Links Rainbow Showcase on Tech Final Form Cooler. Now, I actually think this guy is really good. It's just so unfortunate that his name is the same as the LR, because he's never going to be better than the LR, and his best team is the team with the LR, so pretty much anytime you'd want to use a Final Cooler, you're pretty much usually going to choose that LR over this guy. Now, you can still run him on the same team with the same name update. It's just linking gets really wonky, and it's like, this guy, I really would want to run him on rotation and not as a floater. You could maybe run him as a floater if you're desperate, but you can go ahead, and give him a try if you want to. But I think he's really good. So I'm hoping down the road, especially with the new Carnival Goku that came out, that there's just so many Super Saiyan Gokus, because I feel the same problem with him and Int Namek Goku. Like, I want to run them together, but then there's too many Super Saiyan Gokus, right? So I'm hoping eventually they'll actually let same name units link together as long as they're different cards. We'll see. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. His leader skill is not relevant. It's just an 80% leader skill. Super attack effect raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage with a medium chance to stun. And then here, his passive, he gets Ki +2 in attack and defense 150 at the start of turn. He launches an additional, has a medium chance of becoming a super. So every turn he's at least double attacking, right? He has a great chance of performing a crit when the target enemy is stunned. He gets an additional attack and defense 20% with each super attack performed up to 50. So he only has to attack 3 times to get that. So basically after turn 1, he's going to be maxed out. He stuns the attacked enemy once only if there's an enemy whose name includes Goku. So I think because of the stunning utility, he does have some use for Super Battle Road, but I was really hoping they were going to make this guy like a really good slot 3 unit. Like, if he had a build like this, but then also supported, like, then I would be like, yeah, he's almost a must run. But because he's got no support or orb changing or utility, he's pretty much like an on-rotation attack unit, which is too similar to the role of other Final Form coolers. Now, I do actually think, because this guy's competing with 2, right? He's competing with the STR LR, and then he's also competing with Physical Dokkanfest. I actually kind of like this guy better than Physical Dokkanfest just because I think he's going to build up a little bit quicker. But let's take a look here. So turn 1, we're 200k starter turn defense turn 1, but we haven't attacked yet, right? Remember, he gets an attack and defense raise on super, which if he multi-supers in a turn, he's going to be stacking in that same turn. And then he hasn't built up any of his passive yet. He's got to attack 3 times to get that. So let's go ahead. We've got him linked up with Cooliza right now. Eventually, we'll get him on rotation with the other STR cooler. But the LRs, we're going to just smudge them together on a rotation together, so not the way you'd really want to run them. And you definitely wouldn't want to have, float them. So 3 mil turn 1, which isn't the craziest, but not the optimal turn, and he has to get out. All right, so he's already attacked 3 times, okay? So he's already built up his passive. So next turn, we're going to see him basically fully built up. So that's what I like about him. He's just, bam, built up super quick. Whereas that physical cooler, he's going to need a few turns to fully build up. He's got to do a lot of attacks. So I kind of like this guy in that he builds up quick. So we're going to look at him next turn and see how he's looking more built up. All right, so right here we're going to float STR cooler. Yeah, we got all the supports on rotation. Go figure, right? So sure, here, let's do this. Let's let Tech Cooler have some fun. He can go in slot 1, maybe build up some defense. He is a defense stacking unit. At the time I'm recording this, he has not EZA'd yet. I actually have high hopes for this Tech Cooler because he's got the skeleton of what could be a very good unit after his EZA. He stacks defense, so that's a plus for him, right? And right now he's a 30% support. I could definitely see them making this guy like a 3-key 40% support. So if they make that Tech Cooler like a straight up really good 40% 3-key support, gets more stats, he's going to stack defense quicker. Could be a very good unit, actually. We'll have to see. And the EZA is confirmed. It is coming probably in part 2. So we'll wait and see on that one. All right, so basically we have the exact same turn again because these LR coolers are around. So once we get the other STR cooler next turn, we're going to be looking really good. So we're at 233k starter turn defense. Remember, he's going to be getting more defense on super. Let's go ahead and do this. And we'll just do this, I guess. Key's not really working out great here, but that's fine. As long as the Tech Cooler is getting his attacks in, that's what we really want to care about. Now, the big thing is, and then 3.6, right? So still not the craziest. If he gets additionals, though, it's going to shoot up pretty decent. But we're not linking big bad bosses, so he's missing some very key links, right? So next turn, we're going to have some of those proper links on, and we'll see. I think, too, Dokkanfest STR Cooler, like the non-LR one, him getting an EZA would really help, because he's going to be like the primary linking partner for not only the LR cooler, but this tech cooler as well, to really make them look good. If they take that transforming cooler, the Dokkanfest one, if they make him like a really good defensive slot 1 unit, like pre-transformed, that would be like the best thing ever, because STR cooler is a little weak in slot 1, the LR, so to have him be able to sit in slot 2 and do all that would be awesome. Alright, so we'll leave cooler like that. Yeah, we'll just leave this rotation as is. STR cooler is just going to wipe this Vegeta off the face of the planet, and then we're going to get to the next turn. So our next turn should be like probably our best turn for this tech cooler. We don't have to do a crazy long showcase. We'll just kind of get a little bit of a look at him here, because I've got a lot of showcases to record. I haven't even done STR Piccolo yet, and I still have to do STR Full Power Frieza and Namek Goku as well. A lot of STR units in this celebration, by the way. STR Full Power Frieza, STR Namek Goku, STR LR Cooler. Yeah, a lot of STR units here. Okay, so this should be like our optimal turn here, right? How are we looking in the middle slot? Ooh, all 7 links. But all 7 links anyways. Yeah, so just perfect linking partner with STR Cooler right out the gate. All right, so now this is more what I'm talking about here. We're basically near 400k starter turn defense, and we're getting defense stacks on Super, right? So after Super, his defense is actually respectable to where he could actually defend in very difficult content. So that's why I'm talking about this tech cooler. It's really a shame, because he's actually a very good EZA. They just didn't give him the right kind of EZA to make you want to use him with LR cooler. Now, there are a couple places where I think this guy could be used. Let me just see this attack stat here. Yeah, so 6.5. So we're like almost to, like, it's such a difference when you get the proper linking partner with that big bad bosses, right? Yeah, and then the additional at 7.3, and you see his damage on additionals just spikes like crazy. So this guy is capable of putting like a 21 mil attack stat on the table. He can basically do a 7 times 3, which is really good with 400k as starter turn defense, probably 600k after super, depending on how many supers you get. He's really good, and he stacks up quick, right? So if we had that cooler with him turn 1, like, he would have been looking pretty impressive. So the 2 places I think you really could use this guy, or the 2 situations. One is if you're in Super Battle Road and you want to be able to stun, which you could just argue that LR STR cooler will just dominate so bad that you don't need to stun, which I get that argument. The big thing I think that this guy is good for, he's good for players who did not pull LR STR cooler. You definitely could run some team builds with a different leader, maybe a friend LR STR cooler, and then have this tech cooler as your main final form cooler. That's probably where most players are going to get the use out of this guy. But we'll see. Like I said, in the future, they maybe will make it so that same names will link. Oh, we took a lick of damage there, didn't we? All right. Well, let's just get one more turn here. But that's basically it now. At this point, he's not a stacking unit. He's fully built up. So it's just a matter of how many supers he's going to get in any given turn. And like I said, if he triple supers, you're looking at 21, 22 mil attack stats, which is really good for just like a banner unit, a really old like trash garbage unit that's been, wasting away in people's boxes. There's probably people that have this guy that don't even realize how good he is now, because you probably just don't even think about him. But he's actually really good. And I think, physical, oh, it's unfortunate we're going to lose a little bit of support here. We're still going to get the key, but we're losing the attack support. But like with that physical Dokkanfest cooler, the final form cooler, like he's better at his peak. It just takes him longer to get there. But I like this guy. It's just a quick, nice build up. 350k starter turn defense. That's because we lost some support from Turles. Let's just get one more attack stat in here, and then we'll probably just call it a video. And I'll jump in and start making some of these other ones, right? All right, so let's see what we got here. So yeah, 6.3, and once again, this is now without attack support. So he would have been, once again, near that 7 mil attack stat. Here's another one at 6.6. Yeah, pretty darn good. You know what? Since Turles messed up that turn, I kind of want to go one more turn. See if we can't get like that big fat triple super turn. Let's get one more turn maybe. I'm liking this tech cooler. He's good. He's good for sure. He's just in an unfortunate spot, right? They like literally put him in a situation where he can't ever be like the choice you want. Because even like, because someone could say, well, what if he gets another 200% lead that isn't, you know, STR cooler, right? Which actually he might even be on Ginyu's 200%. I would have to check that. But even in that situation, you still would want to put the LR in that spot. I guess in those situations, though, you could get away running two. You would still only have two final forms on the team, so you could do two separate cooler rotations, maybe on a different leader that is a 200%, right? So, for example, what if, like, the metal cooler in part 2 is a 200% lead for Wicked Bloodline? Because there's probably going to be a carnival. So let's put out a hypothetical here that might actually work. I need to use something here. Let me just do... I just don't want to instant die here because I want to get one more turn. So let's throw out a hypothetical that might work for this tech cooler. So let's say our Carnival exclusive part 2 is a metal cooler that is, let's just say, 3-key 200% Wicked Bloodline. I see that as a very high possibility, right? So in that instance, and let's say he has big bad bosses and links really well with Final Form Cooler. Well, then you could slot in STR and Tech Final Form Cooler, do one rotation of Metal Cooler and a Final Form Cooler on each rotation, and then it's not cloggy. So I guess in that instance, there could be a good shot for this guy. So maybe part 2, this guy's really meant for whatever the part 2 Metal Cooler team is. If we really think of it that way, I think he's got a shot, right? Okay. So 387k start of turn defense, right? Now you could give him some defense equips and maybe push him to 400k start of turn. You definitely could do that. I opted for a mix of additional and crit. Like the LR, I think crit is kind of important because he does have guaranteed additionals and could get a lot of additional normals. So I kind of did a mix because you want both. Because he doesn't have as many guaranteed attacks as the LR. Yeah, so there we are, 7 mil on the first attack. And now if we get additionals, okay, give me an additional super. Okay, and then 7.3. So I bet if he had done 3, it would have been like 7.3 and then maybe 7.5 or 7.6. So there you go, guys. There is the physical final form cooler. Let's see what we tank here, by the way, as well. Yeah, double digits right there. So that was a really impressive showing, too, defensively, that we took double digits from this Vegeta who hits really hard. We saw final form, the LR cooler, take like 300k earlier in the fight. So anyways, guys, there you go. Let me know what you think of this Tech Final Form cooler. Excellent unit, just in an unfortunate team building situation. So thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.